Julian met her for the first time in the college laundry room. He hoped she didn't notice that next to him, clearly in his possession, was a package of fabric softener. He had a book of stories by Ernest Hemingway, and he placed the book on top of the fabric softener to balance the picture out. Mia from Montreal sorted her clothes at her feet. There was a colors pile and a whites pile, and Julian thrust his face into his book so she wouldn't think he was staring at her laundry. Periodically, though, he glanced at Mia herself, who was even more beautiful than in the freshman Facebook. She was wearing blue jeans and a gray t-shirt. It occurred to him that even if he managed to forgive her, he would always know that what had happened once could happen another time. He could never look at her the way he used to. "Our marriage has been a lie. Oh, Julian, listen to me," he said. "Because if you told me the truth when it happened, we wouldn't have gotten married. We probably would have broken up. Then I'm glad I didn't tell you. And married me under false pretenses? I love you," she said. "I can't imagine my life without you." Until yesterday, they'd been talking about a puppy for a few years now, really since the time they'd moved to New York, and once they became homeowners and there was no landlord to get in the way, they began to consider it in earnest. They joked that it would be training wheels for a baby. They would have a house and a dog, welcome to the life of the bourgeoisie, as if they hadn't been part of it all along. She and Julian were 36 now. Julian had returned to his novel, he was finally making progress, and they had agreed that in a year, whether he had finished it or not, they would try to have a baby. But they'd never done anything about getting a dog besides stare in the windows of the pet stores they passed, watching the puppies wrestle with each other. "Impulse buy," she'd said to Julian once, but they never would have gotten a puppy from a pet store. Those dogs came from puppy mills. Still, they gazed desirously at the collie and golden retriever puppies that seemed to grace every catalog that arrived in the mail, as if the dogs themselves were screaming, "Buy me."